Welcome to Legacy Sips and Tips podcast with your geeky host, Lindsay Wheeler, where we talk about everything from death, preparing for your future through estate planning, life, the occasional breakup, entrepreneurship, general nerdery, and of course travel, snowboard, and always wine. Welcome to Legacy Sips and Tips podcast with your host, Lindsay Wheeler, and today is my birthday. Just kidding, it's not, but we're doing the birthday episode because it is my birthday. So today we're going to talk about estate planning and death and my birthday. Just kidding, not in that order. But today it is my birthday. If you're listening to this, I am actually born on August 28th, which means that I am a Virgo, or I would say a pissy Virgo, because we are very organized and tidy and we like you to get your shit together. Just kidding, not just us. Very Virgo tendencies. So that makes sense for anybody who knows me. We can go into the horoscope and astrology at a later time if you all like. But anywho, so if you're listening to this episode now, I am on a trip to Machu Picchu because for me, I like to plan trips around my birthday because it's late summer, which is always fun. And back in the day when school did not start in early August, it used to start in September, early September, that my birthday was a cool end of summer hallmark for me and my friends that were like, oh, it's Lindsay's birthday, cool, yep, that's our last hurrah basically for the year, and now we're gonna get started with the next year, school year, if you will. So I always like to plan trips around my birthday, which is always fun, and we can discuss that trip and bucket list items because once you do another revolution around the sun, we used to always like to think about our mortality and what we have done or not done with our lives and setting fun goals like bucket list items of things to check off to basically keep us going because sometimes it's hard to keep going. Yes. Anywho, so if you're listening to this now, I am on a trip. I have booked a trip down to Peru, down to see Machu Picchu. And why, you ask? Because why? Because I played a lot of soccer and a lot of sports in my life, and my knees are completely crapping out on me. So I need to get these hikes in order and get them done and see really cool shit that I might not be able to see physically later on in life. This is why I encourage everyone to take maybe what Tim Ferriss calls mini retirements in your life, because if you wait until it's too late and you quote unquote retire from your job, for me in my industry, I see bad things happen. I have seen so many clients be like, you know, we were going to wait till we retired and we were going to go travel the world finally, and my wife died, or my husband got sick, or we have a physical limitation that we're not able to do those things anymore. So it's important to take that time for yourself. It's important to take that time with your loved ones and your family to go and experience cool things if that's what you want to do. Don't wait until that sometime that may never come to do these things. Do them while you can. I think you've all seen the video or that photo of the people in the gondola in Venice completely passed out because they're old and tired. So try to do these things as much as you can. That's my philosophy on life. Keeps me going, and I plan fun things like this trip to Machu Picchu. Again, I'm going to do the hike. 2 years ago, I did base camp Nepal to Everest just because who gets to see Everest? Not a lot of people. It was pretty legit, I'm not going to lie. And again, because I don't want to have my knees completely crap out on me, I need to get these things done sooner than later. So big trips like that require maybe physical things to do. Maybe hiking's not your thing. Maybe there's some other things that you really want to do or see. I like to always kind of plan trips around what historic places are, like the UNESCO heritage sites and stuff, because that stuff's usually really cool to see. So nice to plan your trips around that. So this is my birthday episode, and we're going to talk about me because it's my birthday, not yours. Just kidding. We'll talk about yours on your birthday. Actually, do tell me about your stuff on your birthday, because that's kind of a fun discussion of like, are there traditions that you have? Are there fun things that you expect or that you like to do, or that you have changed maybe in your life? Maybe there are things you didn't like to have done for your birthday, and now that you're older and able to make those decisions, you have changed your traditions for you and your family. So fun things like that. Some of the fun birthday things I have done are traveling. I love going to Japan if I can. Late summer for me is pretty nice because people are back in school and back into the grind. So it's a nice time to travel. It's kind of what we call the shoulder season going into that time. So there's less crowds, usually cheaper airfare, cheaper accommodations at that point, as opposed to trying to go mid-June or July when everybody else is trying to do that. And oftentimes these places are hot. So you don't really want to be traveling at those times. So later summer's nice into those shoulder seasons. If you will, fall, early spring are nice times to travel because the crowds are lesser and usually the weather's better. So Did Nepal 2 years ago with my friend. That was a really fun trip. We had a good time. We had a layover in Istanbul, which was epic, super fun. I can't wait to go back there. They have an amazing wine region, so the wine was super great. People were really cool. Beautiful city, very historic, seeing Istanbul and Turkey over there. Just a neat place, just a super neat place. Food was really good. Animals, they take care of their animals, of course. They are known for having their street cats and dogs everywhere, so that's always a fun thing there. As you guys know, I've been to 30 countries. I'm trying to up that count. I would like to do 50 by 50, so I'm working on that list. My problem is that I go back to places that I really enjoy and like, so that kind of keeps my list stagnant. But, it's not necessarily about getting the numbers. It's just what you like to go and do and enjoy. My friend Lori, who was on here, her family's Hawaiian. She's Hawaiian. She loves going to Hawaii. She just loves going to Hawaii. She goes back there. She sees family. She relaxes. She likes the beach. That is her thing. So she's been there many, 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 many times. Great. Wherever you like enjoying to do and go. You want to go to Mexico. You want to go to California. You want to go to Hawaii. You want to go Canada. You want to go wherever in the world. You want to back to Europe or whatever, or Asia or something. Cool. Just experience the world. Go learn. Go expand yourself. And if nobody's going to go with you, go by yourself. Do solo trips. Please talk to me if you want to go by yourself. I will hype you up and give you all the pointers and tips on traveling by yourself, traveling as a woman by yourself. It's really cool. I know you think, oh, it's going to be really lonely. It's really not, because you're forced to talk to people. You go out, you make friends, you make new people, new acquaintances, you get to experience new things. And frankly, you're not dragging around somebody who may not want to do the same things you do or want to experience those things. Yes, of course, it's fun to share those experiences with somebody, but also you make way new, cool, different experiences for yourself that you wouldn't have had the opportunity to do so because you might be in your little pocket of your other person with you. So very fun to do that as well. So as you get older, of course, you start reflecting on your life, because that's the nature of getting older. And I just think my advice for people who are younger, who are getting older, is just to do the things that you want to do. Like, what is you can pull up the 10 most regrets of dying people or whatever. And a lot of them are, I work too much. I didn't spend enough time with family or friends. I didn't go do the things that I wanted to do to enjoy my life. And now I am 98 on my deathbed and ready to die. And now I don't have that opportunity. So those are kind of the fun things that you should really think about. Google some of those, the regrets of the dying, or top regrets of the dying. And you'll go, ooh, maybe I should, think about things a little bit differently, or transition my life to a life that I want to live. Depending on your personal beliefs, this might be the only life that you have. Maybe you're atheist and this is it. Maybe, you do feel like you're going to go someplace else afterwards or whatever your beliefs are. But honestly, you are just here for right now. So why would you want to have your life be miserable, as much as we can? And these things don't have to cost a lot of money. You're able to do some of these things for yourself. Take yourself, do self-care for yourself locally if you want to. Explore your city. A lot of people don't do that. So maybe you can't afford to travel internationally or travel out. There's probably a city that you are in that you have not actually went and explored. Shift your mind and explore it like you were a tourist coming to your city for the first time. And I'm sure you'll find really cool, unique things that you've never experienced or thought about experiencing. And, include your loved ones in that. Say, hey, we're going to go on an adventure today. We're going to go explore this side of town that we've never seen or whatever. You can do it that way too. So it doesn't always have to necessitate money. It's just a little bit of creativity as well. So for my birthday episode, I have this wine that we had. And this wine is from France. Shocker, I know. It's from Bordeaux. It's a Margaux. It's 2016. It's a Cru Classe, 1855. And I wanted to show you guys the book that I got on that tour about what a Bordeaux 1855 is, because it's kind of interesting. So historical as well as architectural, natural, gastronomic, and intangible, the heritage of Bordeaux's Grand Cru Classes has been synonymous with French excellence for nearly 160 years. Just kidding. I really like Bordeaux. I hang out in Bordeaux a lot, just so you guys know. So I'm very partial to this. I'm partial to the region, and I'm partial to the history of that area, just because A, it's France, it's not Paris, it's not super uppity, super frenetic. Bordeaux is relaxed, laid back, it's a college town, it's awesome, and it still affords you all the coolness of France and its wineries. And of course, the wine region is a 20-minute train ride just out from the city to Saint-Emilion, which is a phenomenal wine region. So this is really cool where they talk about this. So this epic story begins in 1855 at the World's Fair organized in Paris by Napoleon. You know that guy, the short guy, as they call him. The owners of the Bordeaux wineries and vineyards were asked to present the best of French terroir, that is, the most popular and sought-after Grand Crus, which were divided into 5 categories. And since then, the 87 estates featured in the classification have helped shape the international reputation of Medoc and Sauternes, and the appellations of Margaux, Saint Julien, Pauillac, Saint-Estèphe, can't say that today, among the others. So it's a cool thing. There's only 87 estates that are featured. They're the only ones that can say that they're a Bordeaux 1855, the Grand Cru Classes, and kind of a fun historic thing, so you can look them up. Obviously, you can see there's they feature all the chateaus, and because they are so long and so old and so significant, that the buildings themselves and the chateaus themselves are super historic, super cool. They've been around forever. This one particularly has been making wine since, let me tell you, 1762. That's a long freaking time to be making wine, and that's what's really cool. So this chateau there in Margaux area has been making wine since the 1700s. So pretty neat. And then this particular family who bought the chateau has been making the wine there since 1935. So Bordeaux wines, special place in my heart. They're some of the most expensive wines in the world, of course, as you know. So you have some of those very expensive wines, Petrus and everything like that. Those are the most sought after wines in the world. So if you're investing in wines, of course, you can't go wrong with a Bordeaux. Even a low-end Bordeaux that you might get is always a nice gift to give to somebody or for yourself to drink on a special occasion. If any of the Bordeaux chateaus would like to sponsor me, maybe I need a trip to France, maybe I had to be quality control for you, just hang out in the vineyard, maybe you need some content shot, I got a crew, as you see, we will be more than happy to come and sample your wares and to rep you. So when you think of death, think of me. And maybe some chateaus in France, wine. So this year, one of the bucket list items is, as you guys know, that I have citizenship in other countries. I have Irish citizenship from my grandmother. Thanks, Grandma. So I was able to go to Ireland for the first time. Actually, it's my second time being there, but the first time to actually really explore the country. I went with my boyfriend, which was really cool. We had a super fun trip for once, frankly. It was really nice. It was relaxing. I got to actually see my people, and experience that. I was able to go to the Titanic Museum, which was super interesting because, fun fact, Lindsay's lineage was saved by not going on a boat. My great-grandfather was a painter on the Titanic in Belfast, and my great-grandmother was pregnant with their first child, so too far along, he decided not to go on that trip and gave his ticket away to a friend, and yep, family lineage is saved from not going on a boat, sadly. But it was really cool to see that history, to be there, to experience where they were and where they, lived and worked and what have you on that aspect, seeing, my stepsister's family's areas where they are from, her father is from, which was really cool, and just experiencing the whole island. It was really neat. People were super cool. Got to go to Skellig Island where they filmed Star Wars, which of course the nerdery in me is very excited about that. So I got to see the Jedi Temple and the sacred Jedi text. Just kidding, but we could see there. What a weird place. What monk in 500 was like, you know what, I'm gonna row my drunk ass out to this random island in the Irish Sea, and I'm gonna set up here. And not on the islands that were next to it, that were nice and curved, that maybe would have a little bit more ability to put something on there. No, he picked the straight up one. I don't know what was happening there, but maybe the alcohol was different back then that made you want to row your boat out and to set up monastery on this random island. Anywho, that was fun. And just planning fun trips for the future, always having something to look forward to and to go forward with on your birthday. So tell me some of your bucket list items, for me, I got to go to Guinness, which was really cool because they've been making beer since 1759. Going to some cool wineries, seeing some of the distilleries. I think Jameson has been making whiskey there since the 1700s. That's crazy to think about, that these places have been around and continually making their product or whatever, their craft for that long. We're in America, we're a little bit of a smaller country, we're still a baby, seeing some of these things happening for that long is really, really cool, and to see them still in operation is really fun. So seeing those historic aspects, especially to, if you go to, Asia or Japan and things like that, seeing those historic aspects are even older than Europe in a lot of regards, so that's always fun. So you guys know this is the birthday episode, and what do I do for my birthday? I give you a gift. As you guys know, I don't ever offer discounts. I only offer specials twice a year. That is for my birthday because I want you to have a gift on my birthday, and of course Black Friday because everybody runs a Black Friday gift. As you guys know, for my birthday special, I traditionally will take $280 off a do-it-for-you estate plan with High Sierra Legal. That's our full concierge, of course. So you get $280 off of that, or if you wanted to do it yourself, we take 28% off because my birthday's on the 28th. So we take 28% off of any service that you purchase, whether that's a will package, a power of attorney package for your kids or your adult, parents, your do-it-yourself estate plan, or the we do it for you estate plan. So it's a great time to get that done if you guys have been procrastinating. It's end of summer. It's time for you to get back in the groove anyways. Kids are back in school. You're back on track. We're working into the fall schedule. So I like to give you guys a special of that 28% off of your estate plan for yourestateplan.online, or $280 off that estate plan with High Sierra Legal. So, of course, when you think of death, think of me and wish me a happy birthday because I'll be hiking up a mountain and hopefully seeing some awesome, cool stuff. So, of course, take advantage of my birthday and get yourself a gift of estate planning. So you guys tell me what your birthday bucket lists are, or what you guys are thinking about doing, things are that motivate you. Of course, I love travel. I like seeing new things, meeting new people, experiencing cultures and food. Of course, I obviously like to eat. I like to drink as well. I also live for the snow, so I travel for snow a lot. One of my items for my next birthday or the birthday after that is to be able to snowboard on my birthday, which obviously we're going to go into the southern hemisphere because my birthday's in late August. And so I'm looking at Argentina, Chile, Patagonia to go ahead and do that, because what a fun birthday that would be. And hopefully a bunch of my friends can come and we can all experience that, which would be a really, really cool trip. So do you guys have anything planned, or what you guys like to do? Let me know. And of course, when you think of death, think of me. Thank you for listening to this podcast. If you found value, please like, subscribe, and share. And be sure to follow me on all the socials at Sips and Tips with Lindsay. And of course, you can always go to my website, sipsandtipswithlindsay.com, to find more information about estate planning, business, snowboard, travel, and of course, wine. As always, we have to get the legal stuff out of the way. I went to law school, so you don't have to. However, we have to read the special disclaimer that I am not a practicing attorney. I am not your attorney. I am not offering any legal advice in any content or any episode. All content is for your information and educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for seeking your own legal advice from your own attorney or other professional such as a CPA or financial advisor. I cannot give legal advice and do not offer any legal services or legal advice, but I do offer some fun and educational content for you to enjoy.